Welcome friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, and as promised today I am going to bake the masala oats bread. So these are some of the ingredients which I am going to use. So basically this masala oats bread will be containing some multi-grain flour. So if you can see, I have added 75 grams of oats, 75 grams of rava, and approximately 25 grams of maida or flour, all purpose flour I should say. So since this is a masala bread, I'm going to use this non preservative, or I should say preservative free noodles masala. This is a very kind of a tangy and twisty masala which I'm going to use in my bread. And we have some active yeast, and of course approximately 1 cup of whole wheat flour. So these are some of the very basic ingredients which we also find in our day-to-day lives or in our house. So we can use these ingredients to bake masala bread. Plus yes, I'm going to add 20 ml of olive oil as well. You can add any oil or butter of your own choice. So first of all, I'm going to grind this mix, and I will mix this mixture with the whole wheat flour, and I'll show you the dough as well. Okay guys, so I have fine grinded this mixture which has contained 75 grams of oats, 75 grams of rava or suji, and 25 grams of all-purpose flour, or we can also say maida. So this is the mixture which is ready. Now I'm going to mix or combine this with the whole wheat flour. Yes, we are going to bake the healthier version of the masala oats bread, and let's show you the remaining process. Okay, so we have combined the whole wheat flour, the maida, the oats flour, and the rava flour as well. So I'm going to input 1 teaspoon of yeast, the active yeast, in this mix. You can also add egg, which is completely optional and which is up to you. So 1 teaspoon of active yeast I'm going to input, and the masala which I talked about, approximately 1 teaspoon of that masala I'm going to add. So this is our flour, the dry mixture, and I'm going to combine this using my hands. You can do by hands, you can use the spoon, you can use the spatula. It's completely up to you. Now once it's mixed, I need to ensure that I'm using the warm water. I'm not going to use the cold water. I'm going to use the lukewarm water to create a dough out of it. So let's get the water. Also, before I input the warm, or I should say the lukewarm water, we also need to ensure that we are adding a pinch of salt and a teaspoon of sugar as well. And after that, we can input the lukewarm water, and when we can create a dough out of it. Okay, so our water is now ready. One more thing I would want to add. So this is what you see here is the olive oil. So 10 ml of oil I have incorporated. Now I'm going to incorporate this lukewarm water. Slowly you need to add the water to create a dough out of it. Let's mix everything. Let's use a spatula or spoon first. Slowly and steadily you need to incorporate the lukewarm water, slowly and steadily. So let me create a dough out of it, and I'll show you how the dough looks like. Okay, so this is how our dough looks like. I already have created a dough out of the flour. I have kneaded it as well. So I'm showing this to you. This is how the dough looks like. Now I'm going to apply some oil to it, and I'll keep it for almost 2 hours so that yeast, the active yeast, would do its job. So I'll see you. Let's show you how I'm going to store it, and we need to keep it for 2 hours at a warm place. Okay guys, so I am using this container, and I have applied 5 ml of oil, and I have covered this with the PVC film. So it will be resting for at least couple of hours so that active yeast would do its job. So see you guys after 2 hours. Guys, so this is after a couple of hours. As we can see, our dough has risen. Okay. So we are going to do some kneading of this dough, so I'll show you that. Okay, so let's apply some oil on this board before we knead the dough. Just a little bit of it so that our dough won't be sticky. So we have the dough as well. Okay, so we need to ensure that we are kneading this dough very well, because the more you knead it, the more better your outcome, your bread would be. So we are kneading this dough. Okay. We also call it in Hindi, इसको गूंदना, इसको अच्छे तरीके से गूंदें अच्छे तरीके से, so that जब हम ब्रेड इसको बनाएं तो जो ब्रेड बनेगी वो बहुत ही बेहतर बनेगी. So let's do it for 5 more minutes, and post that we need to once again keep it for half an hour. This bread dough would be resting. So this will be resting for another 30 minutes, and after that we are going to roll it. We are going to apply Schezwan sauce, and I'll show you all the remaining steps. At least not 30 minutes, but almost after an hour, because the more time you give it to rest, the more this dough will be forming. So after almost 1 hour, I am checking this dough. Let's remove this foil, this paper, and see, this has once again you know the size of the dough is almost like double. So now the next step is to roll this and show you how to apply the dough. And let's apply a little bit of oil to this once again before we roll it. Let's ensure that this dough is not sticking to my board. Basically, I'm rolling this to ensure that we are getting the standard kind of a size. I mean, from the thickness perspective, neither too thick nor too thin. So I believe this is the perfect size. Let me bring the masala. So I am applying the Schezwan chutney to this bread. You can do with the green chutney, the green chili chutney, the pudina chutney, any form of chutney which is masaledar, you can use it. So let me spread this. I'm using this fork, I'm spreading this chutney, because we also have input the noodles masala in this dough when we were when we were creating this dough, when we were preparing this dough. So we are now using this Schezwan chutney. It's up to you. You can use the green chutney, any form of chutney, the garlic chutney, any masala chutney you would want, you can use it. Now the next step is to kind of make a roll of it. As you can see, just make a roll out of it. So we have now rolled it. Make a roll out of it. The next step would be, to just cut this in half. And very carefully you are cutting this in half. very carefully you need to do. And what we need to do now, we just need to twist it like this. Now we can see the layers of the bread. We just need to do this twist. Now we need to give this a shape, so I'll pick this and very carefully I do this. It will get a little messy, so this is the shape I would want. I already have greased my tin, my bread tin, so very carefully I'm going to place this inside this. Now once again, what we need to do, we need to apply the PVC foil, the plastic wrap, and we need to ensure that we are resting it for another at least 30 more minutes before we bake it in the OTG. But another crucial step now at this stage, what you need to do is you need to preheat your OTG for 30 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. So you need to apply this foil and you need to leave it for at least 30 more minutes, because the further rest would also give more benefit to this bread making process. Guys, so after 30 minutes, as you can see, the dough has increased its size. Now I'm going to put this into the OTG, into the oven, and I'm going to bake it for approximately 50 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. It depends upon the OTG as well. You can check at the first 40 minutes. If you feel that the bread is baked, you can take it out. I would bake it for 50 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. So let's go. As you can see, I am baking this at 200 degrees Celsius. Both the grills are on for 50 minutes, and this is at 200 degrees Celsius. 200 degrees Celsius, and this is at approximately 50 minutes. As you can see, the mode of the OTG as well, so both the grills are on. Okay guys, so the bread has been baked and this is how it looks. Yes, the outer crust is crunchy. So just let me take this out and share it with you. Alright, so please have a look. This has been perfectly baked. It's soft, as you can see. The outer crust is crispy, and look at this, it's been baked. And that's all from my guys. I hope you have enjoyed this recipe, so please do try this at home and share your comments as well. That's all from my end. Thank you and have a nice day. Jai.